Hello, and thank you for your interest in a walkthrough of the Glimmer Walker Tarot. So this is actually take 20 of me walking through this deck. And the first video I posted was just totally, the colors were totally off. This deck is very vibrant, bright, and it's just a very beautiful deck. And I felt the first video that I posted, which I have now deleted, or it's actually private, I think. Anyhow, I took that down because the video just did not do justice. And so I have since ordered a light box, which I'm not quite sure I'm happy about. I had to reposition the lights because of the glare that was coming from the top, but luckily the frame is made out of metal and the lights are magnetic, so I was able to put the lights on part of the vertical frame mechanism thing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start this. So Glimmer Walker Tarot was actually a Kickstarter. It is the second deck by Lynne, and this, I did not participate in the Kickstarter, and I did though purchase this deck from Vermilion and Vermilion Collection. And this is Lynne's second deck, and this is her first deck, and I purchased her second deck also, which too was a Kickstarter. And so most of the information that I received about this deck, I did get off the Kickstarter website. There's not too much information on the Vermilion website. So it's a nice box right here. I actually accidentally dropped it, so I got a little crush down here. The box is sort of a panoramic view of the strength card, and then we have, of course, a preview of some of the majors here. This little glimmer glitter right here, part of the title, also follows through onto the deck, though on the edging of the deck. So you'll see here that on the edging we have that same glitter pattern, but it's a different color. So very beautiful, well thought out deck. The inside of the box is beautiful. The idea behind this deck is a figure, the Glimmer Walker, walking through the tarot, and it's a play on light and shadow, yin and yang. So here we have this Glimmer Walker sort of conducting the yin and yang, and then this Glimmer Walker is sitting in a lotus, manifesting or using powers of levitation, or this could be mental powers, or just this Glimmer Walker is working with yin and yang. So very nice box, magnetic closure. And here is the guidebook. So the guidebook is actually in 2 different languages, and English is in the back, and we have a nice 1-page spread on the meaning of the the major arcana, and then for the minor arcana, it's just a little blurb of what it means. And we have a reversed meaning, an upright meaning, and also there was something, the card back. So there are 2 different sizes to this. This is the standard tarot size, and there's a pocket edition. And so the pocket edition features this design, which I think is pretty cool as well. Kind of almost the lemon skate here, or possibly, the yin and the yang, which is amazing. So it doesn't actually, it's not a true yin and yang because there isn't a white black dot here, but it's like that. So of course we can't tell what the reversals are. So yes, these are the 2 backs that you can choose from depending on the size that you prefer. And let's see what else. There's also 2 extra cards. We've got Fearless and we've got Non-Action. Non-Action is the card, the extra card within the standard size, and Fearless would be, we have this one too, which this is not in my deck, so I'm guessing that's in the other deck. I wonder, I'll have to check that out and see. Special card. Fearless, Non-Action, and Natman. I wonder, Maybe this Fearless is supposed to be in both decks, which I did not receive. And then this is in the smaller deck, the Anatman. But when we get to the non-action card, I'll read this for you guys. Okay, so that's a nice, cute little guidebook. Fits nicely in the box with the cards, so it's all one package. And here, the beautiful backs. Oh my gosh, see this color. This deck is just so vibrant. I love this purple, the way it fades into this fuchsia pink color, and then this orangey, almost salmon color is just gorgeous. The blues, the greens, and yellows. I fell in love with this deck. And I also like her other deck as well, which I will feature a second video. And I'll do a nice flip through of that one. Okay, so I showed you the edging. Black, maybe a blue. A blue is a better way to describe it. A dark, dark blue with that little glitter thing. And so here we go. Here is the Fool. And what I really like about this Fool is we have this thorny bramble bush down here. Of course, he's blissfully unaware. But with this bramble bush, we have this singular flower that's growing from this thorny mess. And what that tells me is that whether you choose the light or choose the darkness, or, you know, or thrust into either or, you know, being thrusted into the darkness, there's still some beauty to be found within the darkness, within that tough situation. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for y'all here. So I have not purchased a new computer yet, and I've been hearing with these tariffs that are happening. I mean, I probably need to purchase the computer ASAP so that I can provide quality videos, more quality videos. Right now, the machine that I have just is not very, I don't know, I cannot connect both of my cameras. It crashes it. And I've tried everything that I possibly can think of. And I think it's just that the processor is just not fast enough, not, I don't know, just it can't handle, doesn't have the capacity to handle my powerful cameras and my mic. So I'll see if I can get a new computer before all these tariffs go into effect. I'm really not looking forward to spending, $2,000 on a machine, but definitely don't want to spend $5,000. So I'll get out there as soon as I can so I can get you guys some better videos. All right, so here we have the Fool. Yes, we spoke about the flower, and then this nice little ladybug here on his ribbon of just joy. This could be some cacti. I'm not sure, you know, those nopales that kind of grow in the south. But I don't really see any thorns, so it's probably just some greenery. All right. The cardstock is 330 GSM. Nice cardstock. It does have a slight texture. I don't know. Maybe you could see it in the back a little bit better. See if you can see that slight linen texture. And so they don't necessarily slide. Oh, well, that one kind of caught some air and slid a bit. But it's a wonderful cardstock. Beautifully made deck, if I haven't said that already. So here's the Magician. We have our little Glimmer Walker here, harnessing the power and using that little fist action of Aang, the airbender, or actually all of the benders, right? And then we have the High Priestess, and this is the Tree of Life. The what's that called in the Kabbalah? The Kabbalah tree, Kabbalic tree. Where you have all this Sephira, and then you have Keter, Malkuth down here at the bottom. That's what this design here is, and she's sitting in between the 3 phases of the moon. We have Torah in the water, and she's levitating or just sitting on the surface of the water. Oh, we also have these two towers, the black tower and the white tower. Here we have the Empress sitting in her lusciousness. And then we have the, oh, did I say Empress or Emperor? I hope I said Empress, because this is the Emperor. And what I really like about this Emperor card is that we have the colors of the Emperor, red, dark, you know, here's his kingdom. This could be like some building, some structure that he is controlling in a good way. But at the same time, these stairs here are blue. And for me, you know, blue is associated with water, right? Water emotions. And so this situation here, I feel that he is really in control of the emotional, the emotions that need to be controlling, right? And you can see some emotions are spiking up, but he's on top of it. He's got his Ankh and he's got his orb here, and he's really in control of it all. And we've got, of course, this massive Aries sign here, which is a sign of power, a sign of initiation, you know, being that initiator and really a leader, being in control. Here we have the Hierophant. Now, upon first glance, these two keys here look like scissors to me. It's going to cut this little greenery here, but this is the Hierophant possibly shooting up from our earthly realm and going up into the ether, into the universe, and really making that connection. That's what I get from this card. Here's the Lovers. We've got our angel here bestowing the love on these two that are connected by this rope right there. We've got the Tree of Knowledge and the Tree of Life, and we also have the snake. Very nice depiction of the Lovers card. Yeah, we have the Chariot. Oh, I really like this card. I like it because we have these narwhals here and reminiscent of the yin and yang as well. But also he is controlling these guys. You can see this energy sort of not in bondage of the two. Let me just grab something really quickly. I guess I could have pressed pause, but it's okay. That was quick, right? We have this being, the Glimmer Walker, is controlling these two opposites, and he's not controlling them by force because these are hardly touching the narwhals here, and they're taking him where he wants to go. Where he's using his will and his inner force. And then we have Strength, also a sign of inner force as well, right? Our Glimmer Walker is sitting atop this lion who kind of looks ethereal to me. It kind of looks like we're up in the clouds, and this lion is just majestically sitting. And we've got the lemon skate up here. And just a wonderful card, just a wonderful overall card, just because of this ethereal energy that's being exuded, and our Glimmer Walker is in control of that inner beast. Here we have the Hermit in this dark forest, right? And is he receiving information from the ether, or is he sending the information from the ether? There's, you know, possibly an exchange here. So definitely our Glimmer Walker is in communication with something other than themselves. The Lynne refers to the Glimmer Walker as they, them, right? Not trying to gender our Glimmer Walker at all. So I'll try to remember that. But I am a child of the 80s, born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, and so the they, them is kind of new. I get it, though. I get it. Totally understanding of it as well. And here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, we've got a yin yang here with our Pisces, right? And we've got two fish swimming in opposite directions, but though also following. Actually, they're swimming in the same direction, but they always say they're swimming in opposite directions. I don't know why they say that. Anyhow, I digress. So we've got the, of course, the cardinal signs in the corner, and And our wheel, I'm assuming, is being led by this fish, and our Glimmer Walker is right there in the center. Ooh, then we have Justice. And so the miners have been renamed in this deck, and the air is depicted as this lightning. I think it's called thunder, if I'm not mistaken. But anyhow, the air suits, it was this nice purplish midnight color, and then they all have these lightning bolts coming through. But this is Justice, and it's card number 11. And here we sort of have the Temple of Ma'at, where the heart is being weighed against the feather. And and so we have our Glimmer Walker sitting atop the scales, and yeah, this is the card of balance. This is the card of possibly karma, however one wishes to read this. And though this is an RWS deck, I really like that the person who created this deck is a reader as well. So while they're keeping a lot of the RWS meanings, there are different ways of interpreting it because of the art. We don't necessarily have that female figure here holding a sword with the scales. We have our Glimmer Walker here sitting atop a scale, and there's much to be interpreted from this. Here we have the Hanged Man, and he's not actually hung. I see that he's possibly being maybe held back by this kelp as he's swimming down to the depths trying to reach this pearl, perhaps a pearl of wisdom. I like this card as well. Ooh, and this is one of my favorite cards of tarot in general. I love the death card. I love the concept of death. The concept of transformation, concept of change, and the inevitability of it all. The certainty of it is something that I really enjoy and attribute to this card. We have, of course, this Glimmer Walker floating down the perhaps river Styx, and we've got all these hands. This one hand is holding a flower here. I don't know if you can make that out, but that's a flower being held within one of these skeletal hands. And this Glimmer Walker is using a long pole. I'm not sure if he's fighting these hands off or if he's using that to guide him down the river. And then we have this ominous being up here, and the hands are being repeated up here as well. So I do like the overall mood of the card being that it's dark, but I also like that there is light. We've got a light, of course, at the end of the road, and then we've got this glimmer of light up here as well. Here we have Temperance, and I just think this is an amazing card. We have water and fire up here, and then we've got a crown that's around here, a rainbow in the background, and our Glimmer Walker has wings here. So there's a lot to be read into this card, interpreted. I definitely need to study this. As a matter of fact, let's just check out what the book says for this one. So Temperance. I'll hold it up here. Within the cyclical flow of an hourglass, that's what it's called. I could not remember what that thing is called. An hourglass. Water and fire continuously transform and merge. The walker bears witness to the birth of this miracle, gradually growing wings that glimmer with wisdom. Land and sea, sky and earth, water and fire, all things blend and cycle together, creating a radiant rainbow. When harmony and balance are finally achieved, the victorious crown will shine with its most brilliant light. Reverse reflection. The energies of water and fire remain in conflict, the opposing forces of yin and yang clashing incessantly. The process of reconciliation may be fraught with difficulty and require more time for adjustment and reflection. Our keywords are moderation, adaptation, integration, and balance. The reverse keywords are conflicts, obstacles, and stagnation. Wow. And of course, this is related to the element of fire and the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. What a cool meaning. I like that. Here we have the devil, and what I like so much about this card is that we have these two figures here, loosely bound by this devil figure up here, but the reversal of this card shows the mirror image of these two little beings in earth. I would say we've got some mounds, hills here, maybe even a forest. You can tell the atmosphere is different, but I really feel that is so. That's just so true, of how the devil is represented, how these energies are represented, because it's almost like there's a puppet master. The addiction is sort of puppeteering things, or some trauma that's sort of keeping you bound in a certain way, and it's something that's unseen, but it's very real. And I really like that there is the depiction of both worlds here. An amazing card, amazing depiction of the devil. The Tower. Now this is a definitely chaotic feeling of the card. We have some Glimmer walkers falling down. We've got the eye here. Definite chaos. Here we have the star. This is that bird, that represents thought, right? Oh, what is that bird called? I can't remember. It's escaping me. But here we have the star. She's got the foot in the water, and the two pictures here. One's flowing in the water, the other one is flowing atop the earth. We've got the moon. One thing that stands out to me about this card is that instead of seeing the actual crustacean, we only see bubbles. So we don't know if this crustacean has surfaced or if this crustacean is about to surface. So to me, that's very interesting, and I really like that. That's this, and or that's how I'm interpreting it, right? We do have all the phases of the moon. We have one dog here as opposed to two, but we do have this owl who is also associated with the moon. The sun. Judgment, and we have lots of different beings sort of floating up here, which is great. There's just all sorts of things. It looks like we have a narwhal coming up. We've got these ghoulish looking figures. We have someone with a sword, and excuse me one second. All right, I had to clear my throat there. So I just really like how all walks of life are coming up to be judged, if you will. And then finally, the world. This is a very interesting card, and all four of the elements are represented here. This is the air, this is the water, this is earth, and this is fire, though fire is represented quite differently in the cards, but this is the sunlight, the rays. And this figure is the Glimmer Walker is walking from this world into the next. So there is an obvious separation, an obvious leveling up, if you will. And I really like that all of the elements are present. Okay, so that concludes the majors. And here we will start with the fire suit. It's been renamed the the suit of light. And with our minors, we have 4 different realms. We have the Radiant Kingdom of Fire. I took notes. We have the Deep Sea City of Water, the Thundercloud Island for air, and Magical Forest for earth. And each of these different realms, of course, represent the different elements. So for the Radiant Kingdom of Fire, it's brimming with energy and beams of light. It's has vitality. Fire element is being embodied in all things and all beings. It's the primordial spark. It's driving creation. And the walker strives upward towards the light relentlessly and just undeterred by obstacles. So this is the Ace of Light here. And then 2 of Light. And these minors are a little pippish. There's not too much going on, not too many changes. There's definitely not a scene as in the Pamela Coleman Smith art, right? So as I say that, I flip to one with the little scene. I mean, but it's a tiny scene, right? So we've got our 4 bands of light here, and then we've got our little glimmer walkers down here bonding over a fire. Here we have the 5 of Light, and the glimmer walker actually seems frustrated. His eyes, or their eyes, I'm not too sure if you can see it. I don't have autofocus on, but the eyes are sort of pointed as opposed to being around, you know, which is frustration, possibly even anger. And it just seems like there is a burst here. The 6 of Light, we've got our 6 beams here, and they're all kind of converging on our glimmer walker. The 7 of Light, and this is the wand suit of fire, and this is usually depicted of the in the Pamela Coleman Smith art. The figure is standing atop of a ledge or something, and all of these other wands are coming at it, and so in a way all of these wands are coming towards this glimmer walker here. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then that's 7. 8 of Light is just the sun beaming through something and illuminating this right here. 9 of Light, and 10 of Light. Page of Light. We've got our little salamander down there. Knight of Light. And what's interesting here is this is sort of maybe an iguana or some sort of reptile. My first couple of flip throughs, I didn't notice this. I've got a barking dog. Kira's making an appearance in 1 second. Okay. And so our glimmer walker is almost riding this beam or using this beam to run up to go up here. So very action-oriented card. Here's our Queen of Light, Queen of Fire, and the energy is just sort of raining down on her, I guess you could say. We've got the little black kitty here. King of Light. This beam is actually touching him. He's either, you know, it's either coming towards him or he's shooting it up, maybe harnessing it. We've got our salamander that was present for the page there. So our next suit is called the I keep saying the A's because I'm reading, right? The suit of shadow, which is our water. Okay, and this is the deep sea city of water. It's hidden in pitch black ocean depths within the darkness. And this is serenity and introspection and dream-like emotions. And here it is a time of pause, a time of reflection, and to just embrace the stillness, right? Embrace the darkness. Take this time to really be with oneself. And the Ace of Shadow is a jellyfish. I think there's jellyfish all throughout. The cups are depicted as jellyfish. Here's the Two of Shadow. Three of Shadow. Now, one thing about these decks, or this deck in particular, I want to say her other deck, Lynne's other deck as well, but there's a panoramic view of the cards, and they all fit together, which I'll show you at the end. Here's the Four of Shadow. The Five of Shadow. These jellyfish have expired. We've got a shipwreck here, but we still have these two jellyfish swimming away, and our figure is definitely sad. Six of Shadow. We've got an exchange here. These card backs are just so pretty. I love them so much. Seven of Shadow. Eight of Shadow. Glimmer walkers walking away, swimming rather. Nine of Shadow. It's being surrounded by them. 10 of Shadow. This is definitely some happiness down there, right? Page of Shadow. Of course, we've got our fish making our appearance for the page. The Knight of Shadow. Queen of Shadow. King of Shadow. And then we are to the suit of air, which is thunder. Okay. So here, this is Thundercloud Island of Air. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just put one card here at a time. So here is our ace. And the Thundercloud Island of Air is veiled in dark clouds. It is the air element manifests lightning with let me start that over. The air element manifests as lightning pierces the sky. It creates movement and becomes wind. Water vapor collides with the wind, creating thunder and lightning, and the walker rides the lightning, and it's cutting through the darkness. So it's almost like the power of the mind, the power of that spark of logic, of understanding, is piercing through the darkness and illuminating things for us. And so here we have this single lightning bolt illuminating this area here. We've got Two of Thunder. And this is sort of reminiscent of the Two of Swords in Pamela Coleman Smith's art. We also have the crescent moon in the background. Three of Thunder. I really like that there's not a heart in this card. And thank you so much, Lynne. Four of Thunder. Now there's a bolt down here and three up here. Five of Thunder. There's those two figures that were in the background of Pamela Coleman Smith's art. Six of Thunder. And this is the Six of Swords card, where the figure is in a boat crossing a river with a younger childlike figure as well. So this Glimmer Walker has two children, and it's looking like they are headed that way. I'm not sure. They're definitely not afraid, those six lightning bolts. Seven of Thunder. Eight of Thunder. There's the prison. Nine of Thunder. I really like that there's flowers right here. 10 of Thunder. Oh, Page of Thunder. Ooh, in our knight, we have Butterfly. I don't know if those wings are part of the knight, but that is part of the knight's movement. Queen of Thunder. Here she is working with it, perhaps even calling on it. She is the thunder. And the king, maybe he is the thunder and she is working with it, right? She is harnessing it, working with it, and he actually becomes the thunder. Okay, so that is the suit of light. Now we are to the suit of earth, and this is the magical forest of earth, and it is untouched by the sun, and the fruits bloom of the earth. The earth element is symbolized by the fruit. It is material, tangible, and it marks the beginning and the ending of things. The walker seeks his own achievements and awards. So this is the ace of fruit. So this is the first blooming of a fruit. And here's the two of fruit, in which you have a decision, a choice, something coming to fruition. The three of fruit is creation, right? Four of fruit, this is stability, guarding maybe. Five of fruit, now these fruits are drooping, almost like they didn't quite hit harvest time. They weren't quite able to they're not viable, I guess you could say. Six of fruit. Now this is interesting because these are drooping as well. Here he is, the Glimmer Walker's just watering the fruit. We can all put our own interpretations to these, which is great. I really like that. Seven of fruit. This might be his scythe, and he perhaps is harvesting. Eight of fruit. He's working. Nine of fruit. We've got a dragonfly and a snail. 10 of fruit. Page. Ooh, I like how this Glimmer Walker has a magnifying glass, like he's studying this. And our knight sits atop the fruit here. Our queen is embodying this fruitful environment. And we've got a bunny over there. Here's the king, and I really like that we have this water buffalo, this ox, maybe even Taurus the bull here, sort of overseeing our king of fruit, as he is the essence of the fruit. And so that concludes the minor arcana, which leaves us to our extra card, the non-action card. And as I told you guys in the beginning, we're going to read from the book and know a little bit more about this card. So I'll put this here so you can see as I read. We can scoot over a little bit more. My Virgo is showing. Okay, non-action. What I lose was never truly mine. What I seek binds me in return. All things are for me to use, but I am not beholden to them. A wise person commands the objects, not the other way around. The great path is simple. Freedom lies in letting go of desire. Non-action leads to infinite possibilities. The water flows and the road continues. The wind rises and the trees sway. The walker practices non-action, yet moves forward with flow. Fate and circumstance may exist, but I choose what I will do and what I will not. The walker follows their heart, aligned with the natural order of the universe. What I really like of this entire paragraph is non-action leads to infinite possibilities. And what that really means to me is that because you have not acted, you haven't chosen your path, you haven't decided which way you're going to go, the possibilities are endless for you, because there's no set path, there's no choice, there hasn't been a decision made. So your decision in essence can be anything, and the outcome can be anything, because that decision hasn't been made. So within this time of non-action, this time of suspense, suspense is being suspended in something, not moving. There's just a feeling of infinite possibilities. Anything is possible. So it's a time of not using your fire, perhaps, but maybe using your air and your emotion to, as Lynne says, the water suit is a time of stillness. It's a time to embrace the darkness, right? To self-reflect, and it's a time to pause. And then with that pause, we're not inclined to move fast, not inclined to make hasty decisions, but we can apply our knowledge, our experience, the wisdom that we have gained throughout life, and possibly even seek guidance, seek counsel to help us decide what it is that we want to do before we go into action. So the time of non-action is a very, I would say, a spiritual time, because that's where we can get ourselves in order and get that plan in order and make that decision in which we choose to head. So what a beautiful deck. I mean, I love the card backs. I love the colors, and I love the symbolism, the idea that Lynne has put forth in this. I like that she follows the RWS system, because that's what I'm most comfortable with. But I also like that the card designs leave things open for interpretation. So for someone like me who, I do stray a bit from the typical RWS meanings, and I do read intuitively a lot. I get these sparks, or I don't know what you would call them, but these ideas are flowing through my head when I'm reading, and sometimes the typical RWS meaning, it conflicts with what is coming to mind. So oftentimes, even though a card might mean something in RWS, I will read it in an entirely different manner based upon the energetic message that I'm receiving and whatever's going on in the card and what's happening around it. So I'm going to pause the video really quickly, and I'm going to show y'all what it looks like, what the minors look like in a panoramic view. Okay, so here is the panoramic view of the fire suit. So we've got little, I don't know, vegetation in the shadows here. And the quartz, I don't think the quartz really play on one another. I mean, we just got the dark borders here. And I really like that the borders of these cards are not borders per se. They're just black, emptiness. So, overall, great deck. I love this deck. All right, I'm going to set out the Ace of the Shadows. Okay, here we are for the suit of water, our shadows. I diffused the light a little bit. I'm hoping, well, there still is a bit of a glare. I'm not quite sure what I think about this light box. I shouldn't be putting, I'm using the, oh my gosh, how unprofessional. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm using the bubble wrap for one side, the light diffuser that came with the light box. It's not long enough to go from light source to light source with the way I have it set up now. It's not meant for that. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that, but I do apologize for the glare over here. The panoramic view of the water suit is a lot better because we see some coral down here and how they connect over here. And then we've got some lighter coral here that connects to this card. So it is a little bit more noticeable with the water suit. And for our court cards, we have our page. And by the way, I kept the fire suit underneath and just laid everything on top. Man, I just love this, the fish and how it kind of fans like feathers. Ooh, look, this actually matches up. That's cool. Wow. Okay, so I guess the quartz do kind of panoramic on their own. So let's do, oh, how did we do this? Oh, this is backwards. All right, so we'll do 10, 9, 8. I really like the color of this suit here, the air suit. Just, I like purple and I like blue a lot. I like indigo as well. And I think the black, purple, fuchsia, how they work so well to highlight the flashes of lightning, thunderbolts, whatever we're calling them. It just highlights them so well, and it's just beautiful. This color palette just works so well. And so this too, we can see the cloud here. We have obviously two separate, and I'm wondering if even this will match over here. Let me scoot this over and we will see if, as a matter of fact, we'll put it here. We'll put 6 and 5 together. Yeah, and the 6s and 5, it all actually flows. If I had more space, I would definitely be able to show. My light box is 20 inch by 20 inch. It's a cube, so anyhow, I'm so literal. It's just beautiful. So this can probably, the whole 14 cards will lay out and it will all flow with one another. And so here are our quartz. Oh, that butterfly. I love butterflies so much, and this suit is just gorgeous. I like it. All of these cards are just beautiful. They're magnificent. Lynne, you did a wonderful job, and I am excited to do a flip through of the next deck. And the next deck, the colors are a little bit different, still vibrant, but they are a little bit more, what's a good word to say? They're kind of deeper. No, that's not a word. More, I don't want to say saturated either. So it's more of a primary color as opposed to these, which I would say might be secondary, even tertiary. And so here is our suit of earth. Perhaps if I turn the light up a little bit, does that help at all? Oh, it looks like this is being shown on right here, and we have like just a bright, this is not how the cards are, it's because of my glare, and I feel like this is just being highlighted, 4 and 5. You know, almost like there is a divine light that is shining on this 5 and into the 4. I think that's beautiful. Same with this over here, you know, we've got this little glare on that side. Super cool. And then here we've got our quartz. Beautiful deck, y'all. Beautiful, beautiful. I love this deck so much. So once again, Glimmer Walker Tarot by Lynne. Get it on, what was that? Vermilion Collection. That's where I got it. I'm not sure if Lynne has a website at this point, but I will notate it. And so if you guys want to pick up a deck of your own, I highly recommend it. I think this is a beautiful deck. It's going to be easy to read with, and it's going to give lots of intuitive hits. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next video. Take care.